Hallelujah to the only true and wise King. He is Master, He's Savior, He's Yah, He's King, and He has everything under control. He's already told us what was going to happen before it happened, and He's still Master and Ruler. And we give all praise to the King of Glory. Hallelujah. So this day, family, we're just going to go over some things today, over different deficiencies. Some things and make sure I have them concrete. And I know you guys said, even what you're drinking today, we are drinking thyme tea today, family. Remember when we talked about thyme? We talked about, let me taste and see if it's good. Wonderful. Remember when we talked about thyme? We said it was good for pain. We're going to look over at my screen over here to buy my little printout. We said thyme is good for pain, fatigue, sleeping problems, oral health.
Where are you ready, Mom?
Right here.
Oh, okay.
Thyme is good for skin problems. This is just the oil itself. Nervousness, anxiety, and menses. Family. And not only that, this comes from the mint family. And we're not going to be, let me say this to you real quick, we're not going to be long today. We are not. So in case something happens and you just don't see it, family, don't get excited. We're going to finish up next Tuesday. This is good for dermatitis. This is just the oil. So it's from the mint family. And because it's part of the mint family, today we're going to talk about the tea itself. Now when we talk about the tea itself, remember we talked about how it's good for infections. Remember that? Infusions, we can do the oils, we can do the, now remember it's good also for disinfecting wounds. And we talked about how it prevents asthma and relieves upper airway, the respiratory. Remember we're going through these little things of viruses and things like that today, family. Remember your time is on your side. No pun included. But, and it treats fungal infections. So any type of viruses that you're dealing with, and guess what? Thyme is high in vitamin C as well. So we're going to talk about some antibacterial, antifungals today. And one of the things that we're going to start off with, we're going to talk about vitamin C. Vitamin C, and I'll tell you all how I love you all in a few moments. And your EMA thinks you're wonderful. Blessings on you today. Now, back on this, and I'm trying to be real fast, okay? So, vitamin C, it helps with more, when people say, oh, I need my vitamin C. I need the vitamin C so I can boost my immune system and all that. Well, vitamin C does more things than what you think. Vitamin C helps to boost your immune system, but it also increases the health of your gums. Remember, when you think of citrus, think of vitamin C. Your grapefruit, and of course your citrus, which is your grapefruit, your lemons, your limes, those are high in vitamin C. And think about this part. When they would bring the people across the oceans, and they were talking about, when Columbus during that time, they were talking about how he was saying that they had scurvy. And they didn't know how to cure the scurvy. But they found out one of the things that was in our bodies was the vitamin C that we had already consumed. It's a story for another time. We'll get on that and another time. But what it does, it helps with the anemia. And family, during that time of your menses, ladies, it's good for energy as well. So it's going to be good for energies, colds. It's good for tooth decay. You all know about my handwriting, so please look over my handwriting. Gum disease, and those varicose veins. We're going to talk about that. Those are some things that vitamin C will help. When you're deficient in vitamin C and you're going through the skin, you say, what's going on with the skin? And if you notice too, vitamin C is good for the skin. It really does. It makes you more youthful. That's why you see a lot of people that are doing partake of a lot of vitamin C. They look so youthful. And yes, I do partake of vitamin C. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. So, family, I love you today. So, I just wanted to put that in. Now, guess what? It also helps, not only do we say infections when you have a person that they say they have infections in their stomach and toxins and all that, you want to add vitamin C, increase in vitamin C. in their bodies. But as we all know, we're going to tell you some of the combinations that you need to use with A, B, C, D, and E, F, and K. You know, but we're going to get on that another time as well. But during this time, this is our main focus, family, for you in sharing these things that aid with this thing that's going on and how wonderfully created you are. I just wanted to jump on that real quick. Family, now, also, when we talk about, now you say, Emma, I just can't go out and take, and just get a bunch of vitamin C. What do I do? Nettle. Nettle is one. Family, nettle is one. Fennel, I tell you all about fennel all the time. And I'm sorry I didn't write it down. I'll have it written down next week, I promise, for you, so that you'll see some of the foods that you can eat, some of the herbs first, and then some of the foods that you can have that include vitamin C. Remember we said peppermint are one of the things good for vitamin C. In our time, today we have a pinch of mint in it, and it boosts your immune system. We have a little mint in our time. We just add a little bit of something, mint, and we put orange, a little, lemon, lime. We put a little citrus in there, and we put our normal just a natural sweetener in it, and it in the thyme. So that's something that you might want to consider. Now these things, when we say deficient in, family, when we say deficient, these are some things that you might want to consider as an intake in your body when you happen to go through a few little things and you notice, what? Got a little tooth issue, teeth, gums issue. You might want to check to see how high your vitamin C is and what you're doing as far as vitamin C, what you're adding in your, what are you eating? Nettle, like you said, alfalfa. Somebody told me the other day, so they told me, they said, isn't alfalfa for cows? Yeah, you eat cattle, remember? And you said it's for cows, but that's another story for another time. I'm just adding some herbs in there so that you can see exactly what is high in vitamin C. Onions, oh I forgot. Onions have vitamin C in it. It has this, it has this wonderful, I'm trying to, okay, I almost forgot. We're pressed for time. But onions have vitamin C. There's something, and I love it in the house, and when I get it, I love it. I'm gonna be ordering some more soon. It's called Eye Bright. Eye Bright is so good for the eyes, family, but it's high in vitamin C as well. But it's not toxic to the eyes, but it's just right and perfect to help cleanse the toxins and everything from the eyes and keep your eyes strong and vibrant, where you can see with excellence. We said, red clover is another thing you might want to do. And like I said, next week, family, I'll have this list on the board so you can literally see all of these things, all of these herbs that are good and high in vitamin C. During this time, I always give the family hibiscus, and I bring in hibiscus and rose hip. Oh man, those are high in vitamin C. So you can drink your tea, and then don't forget your cloves, but you can drink your teas, your hibiscus, rose hip, your nettle tea. Those are some good. Dandelion, dandelion not only helps with your ladies with the liver and your kidney cleanse, but it also is high with vitamin C. So sometimes when we do cinnamon tea, like I brought cinnamon this past week, but cinnamon, you can add a little bit of dandelion and burdock in there. Don't overdo the dandelion, but burdock as well in there. And it's high in vitamin C contents. So with the vitamin C, it's really, really, really aids in the body as well. So there's so many different types. Horseradish, we know during the time of Passover, we do horseradish, and I love, 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 love horseradish. It's one of my favorite things that I loved. And if you want to send me a gift, send me some horseradish. The root itself, I got you after then. You don't have to go any further. But cayenne pepper, we do our cayenne pepper tea in the mornings, and that is high in vitamin C. Family, don't forget your cloves during this time. You want to keep that in your mouth. You also want to keep fennel, because guess what? Fennel has vitamin C in it as well. Slow down.
Slow down.
Okay. Okay, okay. Fennel has vitamin C in it as well. So these are some things that are high in, and I, you know what, there's one that I used to do all the time. Mister don't like the smell of it, but I'm gonna tell you, it's called fenugreek. Fenugreek smells like oatmeal. And in other countries, what they use the fenugreek for is when women are wanting to breastfeed and they can't pull the milk from their breast. This fenugreek is one of the ones that help with pulling the milk down with the membranes, breast membranes, and it helps with that. It's also packed in vitamin C, but it's also good for when it, even though it smells like, and we won't tell somebody that every so often we'll mix, because he loves oatmeal, every so often we'll put a little fenugreek in it. It smells the same, tastes the same, can't tell the difference, but it's wonderful, and it is good for you, family. And then, oh, and I wanted to tell you too, there's a mullein, which we know that for coughs and during that respiratory time, we know that mullein is good for that. And it's, we spoke on one of our other broadcasts. That's M-U-E-L-L-I-N. M-U-L-L-E-I-N. E-I-N, mullein. Mullein is high in vitamin C, but it's also, guess what, family? It's one for those cough and whooping coughs and stuff like that. It's good for the whooping cough. Oh, am I okay? It's good for mullein. It's good for the whooping cough. It's good for that type of thing during this time of the year when you have coughs and viruses and things like that, for the coughs and colds for the children. Just mix a little mullein in there, make a little mullein tea, and add a little bit of however way you want it to be. You can do with the mullein, you can do the, put a little lemon in there, citrus, however way you want, that the babies think that they would like it, and add a little ginger to it. It is wonderful to taste. Lemon, like I said, citrus, a little honey, or a little agave as a sweetener. And then you could put a little bit well, there was one that I was going to tell you about to make the flavor out really, really good. And it'll come to, oh, a little parsley in it. And it takes away that kind of wild type taste, but the parsley is high in vitamin C as well. You know, we always talk about parsley, parsley, parsley. I told you the great things come in little bitty things come in great packages, and I always tell you all about parsley. Parsley is one of those things that is not only, it has a lot of other things, but it's also high in vitamin C, and it kills like, oh, it's your best friend. It will work for you if you work it. I'm just trying to tell you, it'll work for you if you work it. And this is what parsley would do for you. Another thing, really quickly, you know, I told you about the red clover. That's high in vitamin C. And then there's one, raspberry leaves. Family, that's good during this time, and it's high in vitamin C. So when, and you know, another thing, if you all want to send me to, that's watercress. I love, 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 love watercress. My friend, I love watercress, along with horseradish. Oh, but anyway, those are some things, family, that are really, really good during this time of the season. And you want to boost your vitamin C. So you don't just have to, and these are just the herbs themselves. Now, as far as the food itself, you know what's high, and this is something that I didn't realize last night. I wanted some, I had a taste for cherries last night, and I drank some cherries, but I forgot vitamin C gives you that energy, right? So I drank some cherry tea, and I was up. But it's the, and let me write the name of this down, and you'll notice, and you can get this. And it's called, and it's high, it's the cherries that have, it's A, and I wrote it down to make sure. Acerola. It's acerola cherries. Acerola cherries. And it is high in vitamin C. This is just some foods. And they're high in vitamin C. And not only, because our spring and summer's on its way and it's here. Family, you can do papaya is high in vitamin C. Turnip greens. I'm going to steam some today. Turnip greens are high in vitamin C. Can you believe that? Turnip greens are high in vitamin C. Like you said, mango, guava, papaya. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sister Nisi,
Hi, Nisi.
she asked, what about emergency? Vitamin C and D and zinc orange package. You just add water and drink it. Is that okay?
You know what, our biological son, he loves that to give to his children all the time, Nisi. First of all, I love you, and I thank you for the questions. Keep the questions coming. Yes, you can do that. You can do that. He swears by it. You know, I'm old-fashioned. I'm what they call old school. So your EMA just goes for the old school and do all this other stuff. But emergency, yes, you could do it. And that'll be sufficient. But with the emergency, you want to add a little bit more vitamin C to it as well. So you can do the emergency and then turn around. If you want to mix it with anything, you can mix it with a little bit of citrus. And then like lemon or whatever like that, and add a little honey in your location. You could do that, which is good too. But make sure you can add one of the things that I do, that is some of the things that I added before. I make sure I have other spinach and things like that go along with the grapefruit. I eat a lot of grapefruit. We have a lot of grapefruit in our home. We keep a lot of oranges and things like that boost the immune system and other things that are foods for it. You know, one of the things in the summertime, and I know that they're not ripe until the summer, and that's persimmons. Persimmons, the wild persimmons family are high in vitamin C. I mean, we found a tree when we were camping one year. And Mr. and I just went wild over it because it's so good and it boosts your immune system and builds all this up. So I just wanted to be aware of that. Also papaya, we love papaya. Papaya, a lot of people, what they used to do is take the seeds out. Don't do this yet until I let you know how to prepare this. But a lot of people take the papaya seeds out and they do that when they dry it and grind it for different reasons. And we'll talk about that in another time. But the papaya is high in vitamin C. I have, as a matter of fact, some papaya in the refrigerator right now, and without the seeds and everything, and it's good for energy. The vitamin C always gives you a lot of energy, family. One of the things that it does. And sometimes I hunger for certain things, and I forget if it's late, and every so often, I want to have something to drink, and I'll mix a little bit in like papaya, guava, or something like that, just because I want something different to drink at night. And I forget that it has vitamin C, but it will keep in mind, it will keep you alert, awake. Vitamin C is one of those energy drinks that will keep you. And then also, family, there's another one that I wanted to tell you all about beet greens. You all said beets, Emma, that is not my favorite. Beets are not my favorite. If you come along with me, it's not my favorite. But guess what? Beets greens are wonderful. The beets themselves, I love beets. There's a way, I have a recipe. And I have a recipe for beets, and it's really good. And maybe I might post it. I might give you all because I love you. I might give you all my recipe. But it is wonderful. And then the way you can fix your beet greens, just saute them in like spinach and add them like that, and it is packed with vitamin C. Don't cook them long. Only thing they need to do is if you're gonna like put them in, blanch them, you're gonna take your hot water, boil it, a little bit of, just a pinch of Himalayan salt or sea salt, and a little bit of oil in it, and then blanch them, and then eat them like that. That's wonderful. Question.
Family member in the chat, Tabi Yah. I like that name. Sound like my cousin's name, Tabi. Says, Shalom, me, Mom.
Shalom.
Mountain, Georgia. We love you dearly for all these wonderful help tips.
Oh.
We have 7 children, and you have been truly a blessing from Yah. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Oh, not as a blessing as you are to me. You allow me to come into your heart, and thank you for welcoming me in your heart and in your family. I bless the Father. You can use any of these items to be an aid to you. I love you too much, you and your family. Mwah. All praise to the Most High for you. Now, let's get back. Kiwi. Oh, did you know, family, you can take kiwi and you can dry it. Now, the kiwi, you can dry or non-dry. That kiwi is a beast. It's high in vitamin C. Some people say it has different tastes as it matures. Yes, it has different tastes. Not all kiwi tastes the same. So that's the wonderful part about it. I love kiwi in the summertime. And then sometimes I'll have them dry. We have dry right now. And I need to put them on some salads. And I brought some salad last time with some dry fruit. It had some kiwi in it. And I think everyone loved the kiwi, and it was gone first. But I love that. And that's high in vitamin C. And there was another thing that I wanted to tell you too that I wrote down that I wouldn't forget. Star fruit. Family, do you know star fruit? You say, Emma, I never heard of star fruit. But let me tell you, it is something good. Star fruit is something good. So I'm just showing you that there's other things other than just taking a pill. You can add these other foods and herbs along with your diet. And you can still keep it moving because they're still high in vitamin C. And you say, Emma, where I live, they have food deserts. Well, guess what, family? When you do go, try to get, when you do get a chance, where we live where Soulard's Market, and we go down from time. When we were young, we used to do Soulard's Market a lot, and now there are other places around that you could go and get these different things. But it's wonderful. If it means going to a place where, Google in your area where they have fresh fruit in your marketplace, open markets, they would have things like that, and then just dry them. There's a challenge for you. That's an assignment for you. Elijah gave us a homework this past Shabbat and said, here's your homework. See if you can do all this, and I'm going to Q&A you later. Well, his homework for you, family. Do this, and then text me and let me know that you've done this. You've gotten you've gotten your fruit for the summer, and you've dried it. And something as simple as putting it in your oven under 200 degrees. And then just dry it, and then put it aside for the winter. You can do that if it's nothing more than just that, and do the same for lemons too, and different things like that. Arugula, I forgot. That was it. I love asparagus, and I told you I have asparagus in the refrigerator. Asparagus are so high, and some people say, "No." Let me say this to you. When I was young, I used to hate asparagus because I thought it smelled like cigarettes when it was cooked, and I said, "Ah." But then when I got to be older, you know what? There's a way that you can fix asparagus that it's wonderful. If you here's one of the things that I love doing. Take asparagus, put it to the side, and you can put it on the grill. But take a lemon, make sure it's an organic lemon, well, as close as you can to a holistic lemon, and you can take that lemon and wash it really, really well. Really clean as well as you can do with a little baking soda, and clean it up, and then slice it in half and put it in the oven. It's gonna make your house smell so good. And then take a whole cloves, a whole thing of garlic, and put that in the oven, and put it with the olive oil, and let them just put it in there, and let them just bake until it gets really brown on the top. But I forgot, you have to open it up. I have to say this to something. You gotta open it up, cut the top, cut the bottom off of the whole thing of garlic. And then you sit it in your oven with a little bit of oil on it, a little bit of salt, just a little bit of pepper. Remember, sea salt, Himalayan salt, right about that. Not your table salt. And then you can put that in there, and the house will smell so wonderful. But then when you finish that, then you sprinkle that fragrance over your asparagus. It is wonderful. Oh, I love it. Anyway, give me some ideas of what I think I might do when I get home. But those are some things. You had a question.
Let me get back. Somebody was saying, that was an ECH, was saying, can't eat grapefruit if you take high blood pressure medication.
You know what? If you have high blood pressure, there's some things that you can subside with that, such as the citrus. The citrus, I know it's high and it'll raise the blood pressure. So that's some things we're going to talk about that. But the others that you could do, like the arugula, asparagus, there are foods like that you can do. You can do raspberries, you can do that, and it's not as high and it doesn't do that. But there are some ways that you can eat that will lower and balance that blood pressure. And we spoke about that on one of the other classes. You could do that, and then therefore you can go from there. But with the different teas, actually with your thyme, with your lemongrass in it, you can balance those things. Hibiscus will help balance your high blood pressure. You can do it that way. And there's certain things that you can do, and it still has a certain amount of vitamin C, but the hibiscus is really good. That helps balance it and plus give you the vitamin C. You had the next question?
No, that's
okay. Thank you for the question. Continue sending these questions in. I'm loving it, and I'm trying to hurry for you. Okay, let's go with vitamin D. And remember, next week, I need you to tune in because next week I'm going to have a whole list of different foods on the board that is high in vitamin C, vitamin B, D, C, D, and E. Okay? Question?
Yes, Caveman the Hebrew asks,
Hey.
ask EMA beetroot juice will help BCH.
Will help what?
Well, beetroot juice help BCH. The sister that asked the question about they're basically saying she didn't drink grapefruit juice because she's taking high blood pressure medication.
You're right. Beet juice will help. Beet juice, beets are
You just spoke on.
what we just spoke on just a moment ago. Just the beets, the beet leaves, beet juice. Thank you. We help us one another. Make me cry. Thank you. And the beets are wonderful, and it would help with the blood pressure, high blood pressure. You're exactly right. Beet juice will help balance it. It would lower it to the point, but not devastating lower, but it'll get it to that point where you're good. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, family. Thank you for working with each other. I love that. Next thing we're going to talk about is vitamin D. Now, they tell us vitamin D is one of those nutrients for the glands, and it absorbs and utilizes minerals in the bones, which is what we just talked about for C. Remember, we have to do A, B, C, D, E. But it helps with when you're memorizing the vitamin C. So make sure you do your D's. It's good for the bones. It's good for thyroid. It's good for blood clotting. So remember a while back when we spoke of how when Mr. went to the doctor and he said he's really good for a man and all that, and gave perfect blood pressure and right on down the line. So he said he was healthier than any person. He couldn't believe that his age and all that. So guess what? It's vital for the muscles. And the heart, of course, your heart is a muscle, but it's good for your muscles. So when you do vitamin D, when you do your Ds and D3s and right on down the line, it helps with the muscles. So you know how you can also tell that you're deficient? Well, one thing that you might want to think of that's deficient. Also, here we go with the T. with your bones, your energy. When children are deficiency in their, you see children that haven't gotten a certain height, and everybody else is all the way up here, and they're 5 years old and here. They might want to check with the deficiency, D deficiency, because when you can tell that a person is deficient in vitamin D, it has a lot to do. And I'm not going to show you. You all saw it the other day. I'm a short person, and but you won't see it because I keep my heels on. Hallelujah. I'm only 5'1" at max, and I haven't admitted that to anybody in a long time. I really haven't. And I must love you. Praise yeah. You must be part of my heart. I love you, fam. But anyway, because I thought it's a big thing, because I've always wanted to be a tall person. But here's the thing. It helps with when you notice that a child is growing kind of slowly, you can make sure that they have a certain amount of vitamin D in your body. One lady said to me, non-Hebrew, and she was saying, ma'am, we have that issue with the vitamin D, and we are what do I do? Do I overdo? Because the doctor says I'm only supposed to do one IUD or 124 IUDs. And for melanated people, melanated people of us can do up to 50,000 IUDs. Can you believe that? So when we do a vitamin D, especially in the winter, because we don't get any sun, and it's like every other day, you do every other day, 50,000. Some, we could just actually do more because it goes out of our urine and part of our bodies. So you can do up to 50,000. And so when you go to the store and you take it by a tablet, make sure that you have the 124 per, that's the high. And then you can take up to 4 or 5. We do more, but we do at least start with 4 or 5, and that helps with the teeth and the gums, and it helps boost the nutrients that you automatically already have in your body, and it helps when Mr. is taking vitamin D, E, and he noticed that his body heals faster when he's doing, if he has a bruise or whatever, this vitamin D and E and A really allows our bodies to heal faster that way, because it utilizes the minerals and the absorption of minerals in our bodies. So let me tell you something. Okay, so how you can find out that you might want to check your vitamin D. And let me start off with this too, family. Processed foods do nothing for our bodies. Processed foods do nothing for our bodies. They don't aid us, but the foods that the Creator has already established on this earth, they're the ones that are nutrients, micronutrients, and right on down the line, they are aids to our bodies, and it heals us. Even in its weak state, our bodies would change that and use those nutrients for the good of our bodies and give us energy. The vitamin D gives you energy, family. Let me give you an example. When you go out in the sun, and you're in the sun, and you go, oh man, I just feel good. You know when people go out in the sun like we had the other day, and everybody was in the sun and they were trying to absorb some of this sun. They were trying to absorb it. But like we said before, the Greenwich time, the military Greenwich time will tell you what time that you can do it. I'm hurrying up. Can do give you the amount of the time, which is very good, that it gives you more nutrients from the sun. Military Greenwich time will give you the times it's best to be in the sun. When we went to see our son, I'll give you an example, went to see our son, and there was a man that every day he would go outside and he would be walking. We would be, as soon as the sun comes up about 7 or 8, he'd be out there walking. And he'd be walking, doing his little exercises, getting his little oxygen right on the dotted line. And he'd be out there walking. And I'm like, and the exact same time that the sun gives the best nutrients, that's when he was out there walking. So a lot of times I just wanted you to be aware, not all day does your son that will give you what you need all day, but it's certain times of the day it will give you the best nutrient power. So you might want to check that out. When you have poor bone structure, remember I'm always telling you all about the bones, and I want to say hello to my baby who takes care of her mom and give her that exercise from the trampoline. I'm sorry my trampoline is so old, and you could tell it because of how it was sinking down and all that. I've been using it. But it's a miniature trampoline, and how you've been taking care of your mom with the step ladder so she can build up her bones. But also give her, don't forget the vitamin D. She needs vitamin D, E, A, B, and right on down the line. And so also, are we okay? We all okay with time?
I think we need to cut it.
Okay.
It's at another point, nice buffer and everything. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Also know really quickly that insomnia, when you have insomnia or weight loss or eye problems, you might want to check your vitamin D levels. And we won't go, we'll just stop at this one. We're not going to go to the other one. We'll continue with that one at another time. But herbs like alfalfa, nettle is another thing that helps. It's high in vitamin D. And you know what I'm saying, begins with a P. Parsley. Parsley is your friend again. Okay, and the foods are like dandelion, different lettuce like burr lettuce. Oh, the burr is really good. Okay, oatmeal, sweet potatoes, and watercress. I love watercress. Sweet potatoes. They have, because of the season, you have a lot of sweet potatoes that are becoming available. You want to grab some of those sweet potatoes. And we're going to talk again next week. And remember, we're going to make sure you have your foods with the D, with the C, and I think I'll add the E up here, some foods that you can use during that time. So in case you can add to your diets. So remember, green leafy foods are your friends, family. Green leafy foods are your friends. And they work for the body. They work for the body, with the body, and for the body. The Father says the leaves of the field are good for the healing of the nations. And that's what we love. The leaves of the field are good for the healing of the nations. So, and the Father's already provided a way for us. So we might as well enjoy those leaves of the field. This is your EMA telling you, I love you, and somebody thinks you're wonderful.